Hello out there in podcast land. Welcome to this episode of Infatuation or Love Sick. I remember my aunts used to say, "Child, you just love sick. Look at you, girl. Look at you." Well, today we're going to be talking about stalking and obsession because those two things are something really dangerous. And if you ever encounter it's like I don't even know a word or adjective to describe the feeling of that. But in my studio today, we have the beautiful Monique B.
Hello.
She has decided to join us today and give her opinion on this topic. How are you today?
I'm great. How about you, Miss Nikki G?
I'm doing well.
Good. Looking good, ma'am.
Well, thank you. So do
You're
you.
welcome. Thank you. I'm trying. It's not easy.
Now, she just came back from her vacation. I told her I'm jealous. Where were y'all at?
We went to Montego Bay.
Oh.
Yes. And yes, everyone, they make sure that you're good and healthy to travel there and back. So, yeah.
Did y'all have to do COVID tests?
You have to do a test.
Okay.
A couple of tests.
A couple
of tests. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's all the pictures I seen. Everybody was smiling and happy.
Yeah, we
That's
had,
all
we had
that
a great
matters.
time. Great
Yeah.
time. Yeah, and you picked a good topic. I'm thinking about that now. It's like I had a couple people out there. Of course, they don't know me, but I guess when you see a person and you really, I'm gonna say like because that's their word out there. We're speaking of the men. They like a person. Yeah, they could be kind of stalkish, and it's not a comfortable feeling. So.
I was watching this show called Walker and Tammy. It's like a reality show. And she had this guy that was obsessed with her. So it brought back a lot of memories of my
wow.
past, watching her kind of go through the things
Yeah.
that she's going through. But right now, it's kind of like she's not taking it serious as she should. I feel like that's just my opinion because
Right.
those individuals, they're not in their right mind. So you never know what they may do,
That's true.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I wanted to bring up that topic as well. 'Cause like I said, I watched that show and it just brought those memories back. Another thing when you talk about stalkers, we think about the celebrity stalkers. You know, we see them all the time. One I ran up on that really had my eyebrows raised was Justin Bieber.
Oh.
Now, you would think it would be a woman stalking him,
Right.
but it was some person in prison that sent two other people to castrate him. And you want to know why? Because he was angry because he felt like he had changed. He's supposed to change. He grew up. He matured.
Wow.
And he said the guy that was in prison giving out all the orders said that if he could get to him, he would have locked him up in the cage and just raped him. So these people are sick.
Yeah.
That is sick.
Yeah. It's a disorder. It's so many out there, and obsession and being a stalker is definitely, it's definitely one. I too, I'm grateful for some people being around me that notice some things, or if it's good not to hide it. In other words, if you notice somebody out there that's stalking you, or if or you see the signs of obsession, tell somebody that you trust. That way they can help you out, because if not, it usually doesn't end well. Either for the stalker or person with the obsessionist. I don't know. I might have made up a word. I don't know. But
That's a good
yeah,
one.
it happens. One of my jobs I had, it's been a couple of years. You meet someone, and I'm so friendly, like my kids say. I speak to everybody. Again, you don't know what they're going through. So yeah, I speak to people. But didn't realize that the person, found out where I work, even asked for me by name if I wasn't on the floor, being at a retail store or whatever the case may be. That's extremely scary. And it's funny because I used to tell them, I said, well, y'all know that famous word out there, if you're in any type of trouble, my word was pineapple. So I
Yeah.
would,
You said
I would say
pineapple.
pineapple, yeah.
Yeah.
And I did. I had a lot of very protective men along with the women that were there, and I was grateful for that. So it didn't go as far as you know, of course, I didn't ever want it to go far, but yeah, it's good to know that somebody was looking out for me,
Yeah.
because it gets really scary. It really is. So,
Yeah. And another one I found was Janet Jackson. But
okay.
what caught my eye about that case was it was 9 years. This person
Mm-hmm.
stalked her. He sent letters. He would show up like at different events. He even showed up to her brother's funeral.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
no, not the funeral, the trial. I'm sorry. Michael's trial when he was going through what he's going through.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing she did was kind of, got a restraining order for him to stay away. It did the article didn't say today is he still
Still
stalking. I doubt it
stalking?
because she's been out of the country and everywhere else now.
Yeah, and back. I mean, that's real serious if he traveled along with her, knowing where she is, just to stalk her.
I'm trying to figure out how do they figure out where you at?
That again, that is the disorder that they have. They have their ways, and some of them are really smart. They really are, but in a sick way. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's scary.
And they go out there and they find it's just like the movie Obsession. Think about it. You have them that's out there. They get really into a person so deep to where it's almost like no control.
Yeah, I
I
had a
don't want
few.
that sickness, so thanks. No, let alone a cold. I definitely don't want. I don't want. I don't want to be stalking nobody, being obsessed with nobody. No, no, thank you.
When I was younger, we used to call them bugaboos, not knowing that they
Bugaboos.
were crazy. But we used to call them bugaboos. That's
Yes.
bugaboo. He keep calling my
Yeah,
phone.
and then it
Yeah.
goes deeper than being a bugger. Boo. It really does.
I was watching something and they were saying that this song was the ultimate stalker song. So as I got older, I listened to it. So I'm gonna play a little bit of it. And when you
Okay.
hear it, you're gonna think, oh, when we were younger, we didn't think nothing of it. We just singing along with it.
Okay. Hmm. That used to be my song.
See, but listen to what he's saying.
Wow.
Mhm. Yeah. Every breath you take.
Yeah, a little scary now.
Yeah,
A
see?
little scary
Take
now
on a
that we
different meaning.
know. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's serious. Oh,
Yeah, that's the
that's
ultimate
deep,
stalker
Nikki. That's
song.
deep.
Yeah, but if you listen to what he's saying, you're like, wait a minute. Can't you see
Wow. You
you
know what I'm thinking
belong
back
to
now? I
me?
even had back in college.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to TSU.
Mm-hmm.
I had a professor, and pray to God that he's not whatever. Yeah, he came to my job before. You have some people out there that's okay with getting their grades the way they're gonna get their grades.
Yeah.
I wasn't that type. No, I need to work for mine. I'll earn mine. No, I would not be trying to go out on a date with you. No, I'm not interested in you. You are my professor, first of all. I'm young.
I'm going to say, what
Wanna be
was the
bothered?
age difference? Maybe
Well,
10 years?
I know that at that time I was 18.
And
Just
he
finished
had to
high
be
school, went
30,
into
40.
yeah, he was up there. That part really didn't bother me. It was just the fact that I know I wasn't
But I'm
interested.
saying his age, he shouldn't. But it doesn't
He came
matter.
to my job. He walked in there, and I didn't even think he knew where I worked. That's scary too. So it's yeah, more than once. It's very uncomfortable. I'm just glad nothing's ever gone to the extent of me being harmed or harming someone in my family concerning the stalker. So yeah,
Yeah, so, yeah. Like I said, we hear about the celebrities getting stalked, but we don't hear about the everyday people.
right.
And in most cases, it's women being stalked by men. Now, there are cases of men, I mean, vice versa, women
Yeah.
stalking men, but you mainly hear just about the women, being stalked by men. And normally it's when the woman wants to end the relationship or that woman reject that person.
Yeah,
And that's been my experience.
scary.
Now, it is confession time. So I'm about to confess.
Okay.
I was stalked, and I get stalked and blessed at the same time because that's how I wind up in Houston.
Okay.
Yes. So this individual was so obsessed that I couldn't live in peace. He was
Wow.
going from my mom's house, he tore my apart. I mean, it was a hot mess. And I got tired of putting my family through all those changes. My children were like 1 and 2,
Oh,
and I just decided to move. So I had a friend that lived here. So I came here and I've been here ever since. It's been 20 plus years. If that person is looking at me right now, you're not gonna find me. Good luck. But yeah, so when you're in that situation, it's scary. I mean, I
it
couldn't
is.
go to work. Um, I couldn't sleep because you never know when that person is gonna just pop up.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, again, thank God that you're here.
Hmm.
It didn't get as far as him actually harming you, because you have some incidents where the outcome wasn't good at all for the person.
Oh yeah, he tried to blow my brains out.
Yeah,
He tried to
see,
shoot
oh
me,
my
but you
gosh.
see, God has something else in plan for me. When He pulled the trigger, the gun clicked.
Oh
So
my
it
gosh.
gave me time to just drive off.
That's
So
crazy.
that's
Wow.
another reason I wanted to talk about this too, because it's very important that you recognize the signs of a stalker, and it's very important that you know how to handle that situation. Because just as Monique was saying, that I was quiet about it, I kept it from everybody
Yeah.
because this person was abusive. That's the first red flag. If that person is physically abusive with you, abusive period, and you decide to leave, 9 times out of 10, he's probably going to turn into a stalker.
Yeah, definitely gonna follow you. He's just that obsessed with you that they'll go as far as they think they could. If they can't have you, nobody else can.
And he used to tell me that, and
Oof.
it didn't register. I was young. I was about 22, 23 at the time. So it didn't register. I didn't realize it was that kind of crazy people in the
Right.
world.
Yeah.
He meant that.
Yeah. Well, like you said, it's some people that just don't take it as serious. They're like, boy, please, or girl, please. And they just go on by their life, don't watch their surroundings, don't pay attention to any of that stuff. They just move on. They just keep it moving and, enjoying life sometimes. And, yeah, they don't think that no one else is watching. Or if the stalker or the person that's obsessed with them put another person ahead of them, meaning have a couple of friends that's also watching you. You just don't know. You don't know.
Yeah.
Scary.
Now let me define stalking. It's defined as repeatedly following or harassing another person to the point that that person is in fear or fears for their life as well.
Right.
Because at some point it's going to get to that depending on the mental status of the person, because once you keep rejecting them, at some point that's going to turn to anger.
Yeah.
And I've seen that case after case after case. So it's very important that you let somebody know what's going on with you if you're in that situation.
Right.
And once again, us women, we're the primary victims by men. And then the ages from 15 to 24. And I was in my early
Wow.
20s when that
Yeah.
happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no idea what was going on. I didn't, I never experienced that. Nobody never said anything to me about it. I didn't know.
Right.
I just thought he was just heartbroken at first because,
Oh,
busting
he
my
was.
windows
He
out,
was
putting sugar
heartbroken,
in my
but
gas tank. Ooh,
jeez.
Jesus.
Yeah, he had a lot going on. So yeah, he definitely was sick. He had a serious disorder.
So I'm going to give some examples once again. Annoying or threatening you with their repeated phone calls and messages. Now, repeated is not, oh, that person called you twice and hang up. Repeated is maybe 50, 60, 20, just an excessive amount of calls per day.
Mm-hmm. And get angrier after each call, especially if you're not responding back, to where they're gonna want to lash out even worse. So
And even if you answer the phone each and every time, nobody needs to talk to anybody that many times in the day.
no,
If I'm living with you, I'll see you when I get home. If not,
exactly.
I don't want to talk to you like
Yeah,
that.
give it time
That's
to
not
miss
normal.
somebody. Not at
Okay?
all. Not at all. That's not.
Like my father-in-law say, let me miss you.
Yeah, just for a little bit.
The next example of stalking is when they start to send you things that you didn't even want. Now, in the case of Tammy, this guy was sending like I think like a hat or a shirt. I don't know what he was sending her stuff through the mail, but she didn't even realize that it was from him because she said so many people send her things to wear. You
Okay.
see what I'm saying? So she
Uh-huh.
didn't think about it until everything started to unfold.
Right.
But they will send you things that you don't even want. And it could be something simple as flowers. If you accept it, then that's a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, you're
Like you
accepting
like
them.
me. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful of that too. Did you experience that?
No. I'm glad. Well, I would get offers to have dinner and some wine, and you say no, and the person just keeps going. Um, and then again, like I said, if when you're at work and they're just standing there staring at you, that's scary. And you're trying to get your manager's attention, like okay, they think, oh, it's just a customer. No, no, it's not just a customer. I'm telling you, I've described to you already before what this person looks like, what this person's doing, and how he's coming about. Now, I'm not on a floor, but then he called me by name because he knew my name. Of course, we have
Yeah.
our name badges or whatever. So, yeah, I'm just glad that, again, it didn't get as far as I'm sure it could have gotten. No, I need to watch my surroundings. I didn't go anywhere by myself. I made sure people was watching after me on the phone with whomever I need to be. I'm walking up to my apartment. Okay, I'm watching my surroundings. Okay, there's nobody here. But you know what I'm saying? It's different things you have to do in order to, keep yourself safe. No, I wasn't going to change my number, which I'm sure some people would. But no, I know how to block. I block you, and things died down after that. So I'm grateful for that. It could have been my many prayers too, because it's just scary. It's very, very scary. So no, I thank God I didn't go through it as harshly as some people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the examples I'm giving you are considered red flags. So if you experience these things, I need for you to think about this person is not mentally stable.
Right.
Like I said, calling somebody 20, 30 times a day, that's not normal. Sending you things that you didn't even
Right.
want, that's not normal either. You didn't ask for it. The last one says they begin to threaten or they may possibly even assault you.
Yeah. Again, the end result most of the time is not good for either person. But I had a friend, and I'm not sure if it was really stalking. I think it was more of a obsession for her. God rest her soul. She's not here anymore. Along with her girls. So it was a whole family takeout, pretty much. He went so far to where he changed locks, anything to where they could not escape. And so pretty much succeeded in what he wanted to do, along with coming back to the scene. And I think that's what was his mistake, because, of course, family members that knew him recognized, because at the time it was her boyfriend, and he did harm to where, life in prison, far as I can tell you. But that still doesn't bring my friend and her girls back.
Oh my gosh!
But
So
yeah.
he killed your friend and
And
her
the girls.
daughter. That's why it's so important to learn about certain things. So if you find yourself in that situation, you could possibly get out early.
And
You
at least listen to people. If someone else noticed the signs, listen to them. I mean, don't be saying, oh, girl, no, he wouldn't do that. Don't ever underestimate anyone, because you just never know. You just never know.
Yeah, people used to tell me that, girl, that man ain't gonna do that. Yes, he did. Another red flag would be this individual is trying to retrieve information about you. He's willing to go to your job. He's willing to go to your family. He's willing to go to your friends. That's not normal.
Right.
If someone wants to know something about you, they need to come to you,
Right.
not your family, not your friends. See, this scenario is you're not answering the phone. So he's going to move this show along and get some information like, where is she at? What is she doing? And, just
Calling different people.
Yes.
Calling your best friend.
trying to find
Yeah.
you.
It's crazy.
And half the time, we be sitting right there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not normal.
It's not.
That's not normal. So some other statistics that I found was that 80% of the stalkers are men. 11% of women, they don't even report it.
Wow.
Why? Why do you think they don't report
You
it?
think they're afraid? Maybe.
I think.
Do
I
you
think a part
or
of
they
me
don't
was
notice it?
I think it's a little bit of both. They know something isn't right, but they probably feeling like, I don't think he's going to really do anything. I don't think the police need to be involved. I don't know.
Or do they trust the police
That's
to
another
even
subject.
do anything?
That's another subject.
Yeah.
Because
So
a lot of times I would call, which was not in this state, but I would call and then, oh, you and your boyfriend got in a fight or whatever. You'll be all right.
wow. That's all. Wow. Okay.
I remember one time I went into the police station. I had my kids, wrapped up in blankets. This man had, it was all night long. So him fighting me. So I went, finally I got away, got to the police station, walked in, and it was a lady standing there. So I told her what was going on. She could look at my face. Oh, y'all probably just got into a fight or argument. At that time, I felt hopeless. So I just turned around and walked back out. So as I'm walking out, she's running behind me. Wait a minute. I just never turned back around. Got in my car and I left.
Yeah. She disappointed you then. You can't trust that. Yeah. I think I would have done the same thing you did.
But you can't do that. You have to keep if you don't feel like you're getting help in one area, you go to the
somewhere
next.
else. Yes.
You keep going until you get help. That's the point of that.
Yeah.
You keep going until you get help.
Yeah.
Because when I didn't get help, guess what? It escalated.
Right. And we hear about it every day in the news. Well, I try not to watch the news too much because there's so much negativity. But when you think about people that's missing or that they were with this certain person and all of a sudden you don't hear from them or you haven't seen them, well, then it's a possibility there's something wrong. There's something that's happened. So, yeah, definitely, got to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it said 40% are your ex-partners or maybe even your current partner. 32% co-workers and neighbors. And I had to think about that. Have I ever had a stalking coworker? I haven't.
Did you notice it? If you
maybe
did.
I didn't notice it.
Like sometimes think about it. It could be women on women. You might have someone that love the way you look and try to mock how you look, like how you dress, how you wear your makeup, how you wear your hair. You have them.
Yeah, that's true. I have run
You
into
have
those
them.
type of people. Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's different from having a good girlfriend, good best friend. You call each other sisters or whatever the case may be, and y'all have the same outfit every once in a while. But no, we talking about when you haven't talked to somebody or that person don't even know where you live or even seen you, but they come in with the same outfit as you.
Yeah, you're right. It's scary.
Yeah.
If I see somebody do that to me, the first thing coming in my mind is a Lifetime movie. I'm like, this helper finna try to kill me.
That's it. We're laughing now, people, but we know it's a serious matter. And that's some things that you really need to pay attention to. You just never know. That's why people say, you have the nosy people and you have people that's observant. And I think I've been more of the observant side. I'm not all into people's business like that. If people ask me about a certain person, I say, I ain't hearing nothing bad about them. They good. And it's like, you don't even know, like even with my brothers, my sisters, you don't know where your brother, living their life. What you want me to say? Yes, we talk, but I don't say, hey, what you doing? Where are you?
Yeah.
So where you going after that? That's not my business. Unless they are in danger, then that's when I should get in their business. Other than that, no.
Yeah, I'm like that too. They're like, Nikki, you didn't know so-and-so.
No,
so-and-so.
I've always been the kind that sat back and I like to watch to see. And people call it people watching. Well, yeah, nowadays you want to watch the people. You just never know what's going on with them people.
That's true. You better watch individuals. Watch as the young folks say, watch how they move.
Watch how they move.
I'm always watching how people move. Then I'm gonna determine whether I'm gonna talk to you or not.
Right.
Now my conversation, depending on if we're at work, the atmosphere,
right?
How I'm gonna move with you.
That's that energy or that vibe.
Yeah,
gotta know.
Might be a hello, how you doing, and I'm gonna keep it moving.
Keep it moving. Yes. Yeah. It's not open for conversation. It's just speaking. Make sure you're good. Keep it going.
Another thing I found interesting was when it can turn to, dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
It's red flags. When you go get that restraining order, that makes them angry. Because
Yeah.
now they feeling like, oh, I can't see her, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Yeah.
They get angry. I
Mm-hmm.
know this a piece of paper. So I suggest that you take self defense classes or
All right. Gotta
something.
protect yourself. You really
Yes,
do.
because that order, I mean, and that's not knocking it. Some people may, respect the law, and then some people may not. But you
Right.
still need to know how to protect yourself. In my case, he looked at that paper and shot that gun anyway. He didn't care.
Wow.
He didn't care.
Yeah, you had an angel around you for sure.
Yes.
Mm.
Or when you meet a new boo and
Mm-hmm.
you all online, I got a new boo.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that too. You
Yes.
do. Research. That's what I call it.
Or keep your business to
You,
yourself.
that and just research. You just you need to find out some things about that person,
Mm-hmm.
Or even if an ex try to tell you, don't trust that person, because they know you have a new boo. Gotta be careful. Either
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, that's true. And follow you good. I remember a long time ago I had met this guy. And my cousin was like, why you don't want to talk to him? I said, my gut was just saying, get away, get away, get away.
Yeah. Follow it.
And it wouldn't let me rest. Don't get me wrong. He was a nice guy. I went
Yeah.
to the movies out to eat. He was a gentleman, but it's something about that inside wouldn't let me rest. I said, that's God. He wouldn't let me
That's
rest.
right.
He
That's
wanted me to
right.
get away from this
That's right.
person.
Yeah. Do exactly what your gut say.
Well, about 2 months after I stopped seeing that person, he had a mental breakdown.
Oh wow.
I saw this man like on the corner somewhere. I don't know if he was on drugs. I don't know. But I'm glad I
Yeah,
got away from that
exactly.
situation.
Exactly. Exactly.
So sometimes you got to trust your gut. When
Yeah.
you meet people and something ain't sitting right with your spirit, move.
Yeah, especially if you get followed in a grocery store. Nowadays, how does that work? When you have a mask on your face and you're walking through the store trying to get your grocery list taken care of, then all of a sudden you get approached. So I'm just saying this happened to me.
Honey, they're not looking
Probably
at
about
your
months.
mask. They're looking at something else that ain't
Well,
covered up.
I don't know. I don't know, but you follow me throughout the whole store
Yeah, that's
just to say
scary.
how beautiful I am, and all you see in my eyes and my hair was in my big fro. So I don't.
He looking at them hips.
Well, no, thank you, sir. Keep it stepping. It's quite all right. No.
Now, these individuals, they move in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So I have it's 5 stages to this, how they move. So the first one is the courtship. Of course, they're going to send you flowers, send you love letters. But the catch is, if you tell them to stop and they keep doing it, one, they're not respecting your boundaries. That's a red flag.
Right.
So if they get angry when you ask them to stop, you might be dealing with a stalker.
Lord.
Number 2 is the surveillance, when they following you
Yeah.
around. You might walk outside your house and that person is sitting out there. You're like, where did you come from? What are you doing? It might, like you said, pop up at your job.
Yeah, or you didn't even tell them where you live because you always met
Yeah.
up.
That means he's been communicating with your friends and family.
Jesus.
2 red flags.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is the communication, the frequent calling. Once you calling and then once you don't return the calls,
Mm-hmm.
that's when that
Things
person
start
gonna
getting
transit.
bad.
Yes. The next one is once he's getting angry, he may do something like start sending you threatening messages. He may damage your property, or he may even try to assault you.
Yeah. Or someone you love,
Yeah.
close to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get to
To
you.
get your attention, first of all. Because apparently you're not showing them enough attention.
Yeah. And the last one is physical violence, like I said, against you, your family, and if for some odd reason you wind up in a place with them, they may commit sexual assault against you too. I've had that too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nikki,
So,
you just
girl, I've been through
it.
some stuff.
Jesus.
But God is good. I don't
Yes,
look
he
like what I've
is.
been through.
No, you
I done
do
been
not.
through some stuff. So
That's a
now
blessing
at
all
my
in
age,
one.
I don't want to put up with nobody's shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like this podcast is my way and my testimony and hoping that I can help other people. That
Right.
is my purpose.
Yeah. This gonna have to be a part two, ma'am. This right here. This
Oh,
is
baby, I was
serious.
a real hot mess when I first moved here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a hot mess. I would suggest
Wow.
that you go get help, maybe restraining order or whatever you need to do, self defense, whatever you need to do. I suggest you get some
Mm-hmm.
legal help because these individuals, once they become dangerous, you never know what they're gonna
You
do
never know.
and the impact that it have on you. I chose these three because these are the three things that I suffer with and I still struggle with now.
Okay.
Constant fear.
Really?
You never know when this person coming. You never know when you're gonna pop up. I mean, it's you can't go over here. You
Yeah.
just constant fear. Always gotta be with somebody. I used to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's more when I meet people.
You have a shield up.
Yes, when I
Yeah,
meet
I
people, I'm
understand
in a
that one.
constant fear. I don't know what
Yeah,
what you gonna
yeah.
do.
Mm-hmm.
Anxiety, panic attacks. You're gonna have those.
Mm-hmm.
And you also feel helpless in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because once these individuals start to act out, it's like they're taking over your life.
Right.
Every day it's about them. Every minute, every hour of the day. It's either
Yeah.
in your brain, in your face, they somewhere in your psyche. You
Yeah.
can't get any peace.
It's taking your power.
Yes.
Mm.
So that's why it's important that you learn about these things so you can prepare yourself just in case you run into that person, you can get out early.
Right.
I think I spent the whole year, almost 2 years with this person. Yeah, it's a long time. And once again, if you find yourself in that situation, don't ignore it or keep it a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Because that individual know you keeping it a secret. Oh, he gonna have a field day.
Yeah. Especially when he knows, that you're afraid.
Mm-hmm.
That's even more control over you. Yeah.
Yeah, and don't try to handle the situation by yourself. And please don't underestimate the capabilities of the people or the danger. You never know what they're gonna do.
Right. And just remember, male or female, because for some odd reason, these females, they find strength from somewhere when they are not stable, in the mind. There's something telling them to do whatever they need to do in order to keep you, whether you're male or female, you just never know.
Yeah,
And
that's
again,
true.
we know I can't even say the word.
Statistics. Yeah.
We know that it's a higher rank for men to be the stalkers, but again, those women that have these obsessions over a male or a female, they find their way to get whatever they think they want in their mind, and they're gonna get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It doesn't matter whether it's male or female because mentally it's about them.
You're
their
right,
mental status.
right,
I was watching some video a little while ago, and the guy wanted to break up with the girl, and the girl was like, "No,
right.
you're not going nowhere."
Mm.
But most men don't report that, and I think
Because they don't, they,
we may be shocked. It may be a higher rate of men getting abused than women,
That's
but we
true.
don't know because most men don't report that.
right. They just move on to the next.
Yeah, or they feel embarrassed or whatever.
Right.
They don't report it, so we
Yeah.
really don't know.
That's
I would
true.
like to know, but probably
Yes,
never will.
see, it's good. You never, yeah. Well, I don't know. It depends on how deep we dig into it. Research. We gotta research. Telling you, you just never know.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know. So the next thing I would recommend for you to do is get you a safety plan. And I have three things that you can do. Of course, it's multiple things you can do. First, you can inform your neighbors, your family, your friends, what kind of car this person has. Show them the picture, what he or she looks like. Let them know and report it if they see that person around you or around your house.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times these people will park down the street somewhere and be just watching.
Right. Yeah.
And now that I have that anybody on my street, like, who is that? Now everybody outside, yeah, who is that?
No, that's good. To me, you know how again they used to say your neighbors are nosy. No, if they watching after you, they're not nosy at all.
I
You
want mine to
I
be
want,
nosy.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Come see about me.
You
Something
know,
ain't
just
right.
make sure if you want to see me come in or come out, and then you see somebody strange you never seen come in or come out or been around my place, please let me know. Give me a call. That's important. I love neighbors like that. I don't mind at all.
The next thing they recommended is having a telephone near you at all times. I do that anyway.
At all times.
I
At
would
all
suggest
times.
pepper spray or mace or something else, but
Yes.
they suggest you have a telephone around you at all times. And I'm so thankful for cell phones. But when I was going through my phase, we only had the house phone
That's true.
with the long cord.
And
So
payphones, which don't help because you know, to
yeah,
find a coin to make a phone call on a payphone. No, no.
thank God for cell phones.
Yeah.
Next, have family and friends call you, on a daily basis. If they don't hear from you or you don't answer that phone,
Yeah.
just like I just told my friend girl before we started the
Yeah, you were
podcast,
worried. Hmm.
I told her if you didn't answer that phone today, I'm going to your house
Right.
because something ain't right.
That's called well check. And it's good to have people do well check on you, especially if they haven't heard from you. Like you said, in a couple of days, I have so many cousins, but I have, one, I think I talked about her last time. That would check on me. Well, I have a couple of them. That if they haven't heard from me in a day or two, they'll call and check. And I do the same for them, depending on, my situation, what I'm doing, if I'm busy. But yeah, they don't hear from me. Yeah, they calling. They calling.
And my thing is Facebook. If I don't see you post anything, I'm
Like,
like,
what's going on?
what shit?
Yeah,
But if I see you posting stuff and I know you're fine,
yeah,
that's another means without, reaching out to people,
right.
you know. But like with my daughter, you can also give like code words, like you said. What did you say? Pineapple?
Pineapple. Yeah.
How I used to know when my daughter was in trouble because, yeah, she dated the guy she was dating, he was physically abusive. But once they reach a certain age, I just couldn't go over there and pull her out. She had
Right.
to leave on her own.
Yeah.
But until then, I had my own ways of trying to help my daughter. So I would call her daily. So if she said something far-fetched like, oh, Mama, I dropped them papers off for you. I'm like, huh? Oh, yeah, I'm coming. And I would go there and show her, something that occurred or something is about to occur. So it's good to
Wow.
come up with those type of plans
Yes.
so that you can, help
Yeah.
that person.
Code words, people.
Yeah.
Code words. Yeah, that's very important.
Sometimes you
Never
can't
know.
say help or nothing like you can't say
Yeah.
what's going on.
You can tell when you're close to someone, it being, Nikki and I, if we have a communication thing going, and she calls me and I say something far fetched, and then she'll know for sure there's something wrong. I can't say at that time, and she'll probably say, "Well, look, I'm gonna ask you a question. Just say yes or no." And she asked me that question, and I was, "Girl, yeah, did you notice such and such?" Find a way to make it seem like, oh, it's my code word. Okay, okay, Nikki. Oh, Monique, I'm on my way. Okay. I said, yeah, well, I'll be over here, right here on the corner of such and such and such. That's just, some people have to really get it,
Yeah.
a code word. And, if people don't pay attention, they're going to miss it. And that puts you, in danger. Of course, then that makes the person that's supposed to know the code word feel guilty, I guess you could say. Hopefully not, but yeah, if you don't have a good friend and have a code word for them, it's not going to work for anybody.
On TikTok, they had the thing with the pizza. Did you see that?
I don't
You
think
act like you're really calling 911,
Uh-huh.
but you're acting like you're ordering a pizza.
Okay.
And it's supposed to, trigger the people at 911 to send the police to your house.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, TikTok.
That was a good one, too. I can't remember the dialect, but it was something like you ordering a pizza.
Okay.
So that was a good one, too. I'm like, wow, I wish I had that back then, but
Okay.
I probably couldn't have made it to the phone. I had to get out of the house first.
Right.
Get through the phone. But yeah, you act like you're ordering a pizza, but you're really calling 911. So I like that one too. And one
that's
time
good.
someone told me if you're ever getting robbed, we getting off subject here. If you're ever getting robbed at a bank, put in your PIN code backwards.
Oh, okay.
And that supposedly would alert the police. Like if
Really?
you're getting
I need to
robbed.
ask my bank.
Yeah, ask.
Ask them.
Yeah, someone told me that a long time ago. I never tested the water, but yeah, if you're getting robbed or something, put your PIN code in.
Well, that can go with the stalker and obsession part because you
Yeah.
never know what if they have you go to your bank, go to your ATM, and you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and,
that happened to
and,
me,
And keep
too.
you hostage pretty much, and
Yeah.
want to take you way away from everybody else out of town somewhere. Yeah. No, thank you. Wow, it's been good. Like I said, this is a possibility of you doing another show of this because this so much information that out there, and I'm sure it's a lot of people out there that needs this help in order to get through it or to know what to do. Because you have some people that's stuck in a relationship and they don't get it, and they don't realize they are with someone that's very obsessed with them, and pretty much stalking them and don't want them to do anything without their knowledge. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's a form of someone stalking someone to me.
Yeah. If you find yourself in that situation, you may be in a relationship and you're trying to get out, you don't know how to get out, you can contact your police department and just ask them for numbers of shelters, battered women's shelters, domestic violence shelters. I know we
Yeah.
have several here in Houston because I used to volunteer at them. So it's somewhere that you can go. You know, don't feel like you're trapped. I don't care if you have kids or whatever. You don't have to stay in that situation. You can leave, but you need to leave in a safe way when you're
Yeah.
dealing with somebody, that's violent or may, harm you in some way.
Yeah. And
You know.
again, like Miss Nikki said, if you're gonna tell someone you know you can trust. Don't tell the whole world, because then that might lead right back to the stalker,
Yes.
and that's not safe or healthy for anyone. So
Yes. And you have to learn how to keep your cool.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've been with an individual for so long, and I'm saying this was my experience, I knew what triggered him. I knew, how to stay calm, in
Yeah.
order for him to stay calm.
Right.
But I did it in a way that I could get out and down the freeway in a whole nother state.
There you
But I'm
go.
just saying.
There you go. That makes sense to me.
But I mean, you just have to learn your safety techniques,
Right.
please, and please go get you some help.
Right.
But I may do a part two.
Mm-hmm.
If you're out there listening and you have some kind of question, or maybe you have a friend or someone you know that may be needing this help, I'm asking you to share, subscribe, and share this information with anybody you know that can use this information, to help
Yeah.
themselves. Help them to help themselves.
Yeah.
Because some people will feel helpless, because I know I did.
Yeah. Well, you outcame. You're doing good. You're looking good. So blessings to you. Keep it going.
Yeah. And I felt helpless with my daughter
Right.
when I seen her go through what she was going through,
Yeah.
because I had to let her fight her own battles. I could be there, but I couldn't fight the battle for her.
Right. Wow.
So that's hurtful. That's why I said, baby, them generational curses,
Yes.
when you
They
see
real.
it come back around. So
Yeah.
if you have young women,
Mm-hmm.
it's time to teach our young girls,
Yeah.
if they're going to start dating, going out on relationships and stuff like that, they need to be informed of these
That's right.
things
That's true.
so they can be aware,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of, like me, I wasn't aware of all that. I didn't grow up in a violent place,
Right. Right.
My grandmother and grandfather were married for I don't know how many years. I ain't never see them even fight. I ain't never see them even argue.
Right.
I didn't know what that was.
Because they knew how to do things undercover if there was anything like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I never saw it.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's true. And I better get my butt on.
yeah. Okay, so that's the end of this podcast.
Yeah.
I hope that if anything, you would take that information and use it. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and all the podcast arenas, and YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have a website. It is Nikki, Nikkie, the letter G.org. If you are in a situation and you need help getting out, please go to my website and shoot me an email, and I will help you the best way that I can. If you're in a situation where you can't really speak,
That's good.
send me an email.
That's good. Yeah.
And I want to talk to you guys once again next week. And I want to thank Monique for coming out.
Thank you. I enjoy it always.
All right. See you next week. Or, I'm sorry, talk to you next week.